It is Friday, and Colton is here because there is an increased risk of severe weather in our area.
Yes, and the brand new update that we were looking for from the Storm Prediction Center, we saw an upgrade to a slight risk for severe weather. So
Yeah.
basically, what that means, we went from a level 1 to a level 2 out of 5. So the messaging still remains the same. Everything that we've been saying all day long. We have this risk of seeing some strong
Yeah.
thunderstorms this afternoon, but we're really watching mid-Michigan. You can look at the map that we have here from the Storm Prediction Center. They basically drew mid-Michigan in a little yellow circle for
Yep,
us.
that is
So
us.
we are included in a slight risk for severe weather. And reading the discussion from the Storm Prediction Center kind of goes in line with what we've been saying, is that the damaging wind gust potential is there. The hail potential is there. And we also cannot rule out an isolated tornado. There's actually quite a bit of wind shear
Oh,
in the atmosphere right now. So that's something we'll be keeping an eye on. Although that risk is very low. I don't want people to think that that is, super likely
right.
today, because it definitely isn't. But anytime you get any this type of setup, any of the storms that fire up, which you've already seen some storms fire up this afternoon, they could bring some of this severe weather to the area. So it has been something we've been watching. In fact, if you want to show that, Taylor,
Yeah,
the
actually,
Jackson Skycam.
that's why we pulled it up. Yeah, I want to show Jackson right now. This is a live look at downtown Jackson. You were seeing that coming down. Some
Yeah,
lightning.
so we just saw it within the last couple of minutes here, within the last hour or so. Why I stayed late
Yeah.
is because we saw some storms beginning to fire up. No warnings or anything like that on any of these storms as of right now. Let me double check that.
Colton
Um,
is working overtime today to make sure that he is getting all of this information
yeah,
to you with the upgraded level now in the severe
Yeah,
weather.
yeah, and when we just posted an update in the News 10 First Alert Weather app, we just updated our website, radio, every way that we have you covered, and now we're here on the News 10 Plus
Digital desk. There
digital
you go.
desk. Yes, and so we can go back over to Max 2 here and talk about our severe weather risk. I didn't change this. This still remains the same. The high winds, large hail. Being the primary concerns, but again, some
Yeah.
heavy rain. Depending if we see multiple rounds of storms, which is possible today, that is a concern, as well as maybe an isolated tornado. Yes.
So you're talking about these high winds coming through our area, and when we talk about this, especially in previous storms we've had this summer, do you expect any down power lines, any power outages, anything of that sort?
Yeah, so wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour is kind of the threshold and kind of what we're looking at here
Okay.
now with some of the strongest storms. So that's certainly enough to possibly cause some tree damage or some power lines, things like that. The Weather Service doesn't actually, National Weather Service, I should say, doesn't issue severe thunderstorm warnings until wind gusts of, I think it's either 56 or 57 miles per
Okay.
hour or higher. So that's kind of right in the range that we're looking at, up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and then the hail size up to around a quarter of an inch. So that's about an inch in diameter. So that's enough. You don't want those falling on you.
No.
So that's something we'll be watching for today too, with some of the strongest storms. It's not all that likely that we see a ton of severe weather today. But given some of the ingredients that we do have in place, especially the support we have in the atmosphere, the limiting factor today is something that we talked about a little bit earlier, is the fact that it's cloudy. We're not
Hmm.
seeing a ton of sunshine out there. So,
And that sun, you taught me, and I thought this was so interesting because the sun is energy. It
yeah.
actually, that energy kind of mixes
Yeah.
into that recipe of severe weather.
Yeah, so remember the acronym SLIM: shear, lift, instability, and moisture. Those are the four things you need to get severe weather. So we have the shear, we have the lift. So lift would be produced by something like a low pressure system or a cold front or a warm front. We have both of those.
Hmm.
I'll skip I for a second and go to moisture. We have moisture is good. It's the I, the instability. That
Hmm.
is what has been in question today because we saw those clouds move in so early. Temperatures are in the middle 70s right now. So that's the thing that's missing today. So there could still be enough that we get some of these stronger storms to develop here this afternoon. We've seen some storms develop. We'll likely see more over the next couple of hours here. So that's what we'll be watching for throughout the day. This is pinpoint Doppler radar currently, and you can see we were just talking about Jackson. Let me see if I can zoom it in, and you can see. Oh,
There it is.
there we go.
Look at that.
There we go. So that you can see
Yeah.
that downpour that we just showed you there from a live look from our Jackson Skycam right over Jackson currently.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Jackson just for a second, Colton, because we are seeing more of those raindrops on the camera now.
Yeah, and and everything's falling in line exactly how we kind of thought was going to happen. Early this afternoon, we would start to see some showers and thunderstorms develop. It's early afternoon, and we're seeing that happen. So
There it is.
the forecast has been going pretty much in line. No warnings on this, just a pretty good downpour. I don't even see any lightning being reported with this storm. That's in Jackson County. We're also seeing that kind of extend a little bit further off to the east once you get into parts of Washtenaw County towards Manchester. So that's very far southern parts of the area, but there are some more showers and storms over that way. And I want to kind of switch here to satellite radar because I'm going to zoom this out, and we see the clouds coming in. This is with a warm front that's going to be moving through the area. So now we're going to get a little bit more humid, a little bit more of uncomfortable air that's going to be in place, and then we'll be watching for some showers and storms to pop up here this afternoon. And some of those, again, could be on the strong side. I'm trying to see if the Storm Prediction Center has any other updates. They do not. So let's break this down for you. This is actually brand new model data here on this Friday afternoon with how this is exactly going to shape out here. So you can see it right about now. We have some of those scattered storms, and then even more kind of develop here heading into the afternoon and evening hours. So I would say the weather aware time, when are these possible? I would say from now until probably 8, 9 o'clock or so. I think that's our main window of seeing any stronger thunderstorms. And it won't be until later tonight, once a cold front comes through, pushes all of this out of here, and then we start to see some nicer weather. But that probably won't happen until later tonight into the day tomorrow. But once that does happen, we will see some nice weather on the way for the weekend, and we will see the return of some sunshine. I believe I put that graphic next. Hang on, let me see.
Now, you said from now until about 8, 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
you know, expect that severe weather. So when people are driving home from work today, really be careful on the roads driving home.
Yeah, that's right. And there could be some, heavy downpours going on in parts of the area. We're not expecting widespread thunderstorms, so it's not going to be a huge collection of storms that moves through. Pretty scattered across the area. So parts of your drive home may be okay, or it could be completely fine. So it just kind of depends on where we see these storms develop. But everyone in mid-Michigan has the same threat of severe weather today, which is that level 2 out of 5, the slight risk.
We're all in the yellow.
Yep, we're all in the yellow. So that's something we'll be keeping an eye on throughout the rest of the day. No severe thunderstorm watches or warnings or anything like that going on right now, even though we do see the rain coming down to Jackson here. But we will eventually, or we should be paying attention to the weather for the remainder of the day. Just seeing what's going on. Download the News 10 First Alert Weather app. That's going to be a great tool. I just posted an update in that a couple of minutes ago. Brand new forecast, brand new everything in there. So you can always stay up to date multiple ways, not just here on Digital Desk, but also on air, online.
And we'll show those in just a few minutes, but we do want to keep showing what the weather is going to play out to be. And it looks like tomorrow is looking pretty nice. And Colton, happening this weekend is the Mint Festival in St. John, so it looks like good weather for that.
Yeah, and this is what we're working towards. We just have to get through today's storm chances, and then we'll see the nice weather return for Saturday and Sunday. Lots of sunshine going on. Any showers early tomorrow will wrap up, and then we'll see the sunshine by the afternoon. It's going to be a bit breezy tomorrow, but Sunday's looking fantastic, a high near 80. Mostly sunny sky, but, if you're watching News 10 Today 11, we talked about the Perseid meteor shower happening this weekend. I think Saturday night, or at least the peak is happening this weekend. It's been going on for a while now, but the peak is happening this weekend. Saturday night looks fantastic to see it. We'll have clear skies. The moon's not going to be an issue, so get out of city lights and look up. You're going to find some meteors going on. Between 50 to 100 meteors are possible per hour, so
all the wishes.
Yeah, lots of wishes. So that's going to go on this weekend. But again, we've been talking about the risk of seeing those strong thunderstorms. This is the brand new update from the Storm Prediction Center, which did add us in that slight risk for severe weather, a level 2 out of 5. So we've been giving you that first alert all day long. We're going to continue to give you that first alert through the remainder of the day. Andy will be in shortly if he's not already here. I haven't been in the studio in just a couple of minutes, but
Sure, he's busy working.
yeah, so we got you covered, and we'll be here all evening long and update you if we see any severe weather. It's not likely, but it is possible. So it's something we'll be keeping an eye on through the remainder of the day. Just making sure that you're staying updated. Stay tuned. No severe thunderstorm watches or warnings right now, but that could change later on today.
Yeah. Let's actually go over here to, if we can move the mouse. Give us a second. All right. So finding First Alert Weather, all you have to do is go to WILX.com. This is our homepage. And right here where I'm circling the mouse at the top, you click First Alert Weather, and Colton has the update right there. Look, he just updated it 22 minutes ago, right before he came on the News 10 Plus desk. And you're seeing the detailed information he has. You're also seeing almanac information where you can live stream. And if you go down a bit, You also see the radar. So what Colton's seeing, you can also see, which is an incredible tool. We also have the First Alert weather app, which we can get to in a second.
Yeah, and and we have you covered in every single way possible here that we can to make sure that you're prepared for this possibility of severe weather. Again, like I mentioned just a few minutes ago, the uncertainty remains the fact that it's cloudy and temperatures are only in the 70s. So the instability of it all is kind of in question here, but the risk is there. The Storm Prediction Center said there's enough risk that we're going to go ahead and upgrade the area to a slight risk for severe weather. That's a 2 on a scale out of 5. So we'll be keeping an eye on this through the day today. And remember what's playing on your screen there, the News 10 First Alert Weather app. Super useful tool in times like this. Push notifications are there, and the best part that it's free and you can watch video updates. So it's not your traditional weather app where you just get a screenshot of today's forecast is this. You can actually go in there and watch videos, and we don't only just post forecast videos, we'll put specialty videos in there too. So it has you covered in many different ways.
Oh yeah, it helps you dissect the weather on your own. You're able to see the radar, then see the hour by hour, and you can see the details. There's a lot of information on the First Alert weather app.
Yeah, and the push notifications is the best thing too, because if we do see any watch or warning information go up today, you'll get it sent directly to your phone if we do get any watches at this point. I've been checking here the Storm Prediction Center. Sometimes they put out what's called a mesoscale discussion ahead of a watch, but they don't have anything for us, so they're not really watching our area for a possible watch at this point. But it's something we'll keep an eye on. We have seen some of those storms begin to fire up here, mainly towards Jackson, along I-94, but we'll likely see some more develop here over the next couple of hours, and some of them could be strong to severe, with damaging wind gusts, large hail being the main concerns, but cannot rule out an isolated tornado.
Okay, one more time, let's show a live look down into Jackson. So you're seeing all of that rain on the camera right now. And yeah, if we go back to Colton's little look too, you were seeing that the yellow, of course, covers mid-Michigan, but you're seeing a lot of it go into that Jackson area. Yeah,
we're all included in this slight risk that was just in place. I actually pulled the graphic up because I knew they were about to update it.
Yep.
And I saw, I was like, oh, there's the yellow. And then there's the slight risk. So it's something we'll keep an eye on. I still think that our forecast remains solid. The possibilities there that we see the severe weather, a few isolated showers and thunderstorms could bring some damaging wind gusts and large hail like we've been saying. So we'll be keeping an eye on it throughout the day today and into the evening hours. Andy will be in.
Yeah.
I'll come back in if need be if we do see any of that severe weather pan out. But it is possible. Our models continue to show that we'll see some showers and storms. And I think that probably the most widespread rain is going to be happening probably around dinner time. I'd say 5, 6 o'clock is our most likely time frame to see some rain and storms around here. So we saw the rain already in Jackson. It's not raining in Lansing, but that doesn't mean it won't later today.
No, let me poke my head. No, we're clear right now.
Nothing falling here, but we'll continue to watch this over the next couple of hours here and see what we see pop up here this afternoon.
Perfect, yeah, and like you said, Colton, Andy Provenzano will be back for Studio 10, First at 4, and our 90 minutes of news, still tracking the storms and keeping you updated.
Yes, that's right.
All right, until then, have a great rest of your Friday and stay safe.